Hi, welcome to Quilting with Lori. My name is Lori Dickman, and today we've got a wonderful project that we're going to be working on. This will be a flag quilt, but there's something a little special about this flag quilt. It's more of a shabby chic quilt, if you will. And what we're going to be doing is working on my I Love America flag quilt. This is a pattern I designed a couple of years ago. You'll find it out on my website. I will go ahead and link it in the description box so that you can find the pattern. But for today's quilt, I'm actually renaming this one Lace and Linen Liberty because we are going to be adding lace to the strips in our flag quilt. It's going to be more of a shabby chic look to this quilt. Stick around and let's see how this goes together. So here are the fabrics that I've pulled from my stash. These are a bunch of remnants here that I've got. You can absolutely just go to your strip stash and pull strips. The pattern actually uses 2.5-inch wide strips. I am going to use 2-inch wide strips. I want a smaller quilt. I don't want it to be quite as big. The pattern will give you a finished quilt that's 31 inches by 39 inches. So that's what you can create there if you'd like. This is the pattern. I will link that in the description box below so that you can easily get to that to get it ordered. But what I did was I just pulled a number of these reds for the stripes and a number of these creams for the stripes. And I've gone through my lace stash. I've got all kinds of lace. I'm not sure right now which laces I'm going to use, but I went with the creamy ones because they would go well with this. And then this is going to be the 1-inch border that goes around the inside. This will be the star. This will be the blue background on which the star will be placed. And this will be my outside border. So that is what I have pulled. I am going to go ahead and get these pressed and get the strips cut. I only need 1 strip from each of these 6 fabrics and 1 strip from each of these 6 fabrics. I don't need much. Then I'm going to cut out a 12.5-inch square. This will be for my applique star. This will be for the inside border. This will be for the outside border. Let me get it pressed and cut up, and I'll bring it all back to the tabletop. So I have cut out my strips. And I've got the long strips down here, the white and red, and I have the short strips up here, the white and the red. I had 2 different types of lace. One is a thicker one and one is a thinner one. I put the thicker lace on the top of each of the light strips. So at the very top of each light strip, I will sew into the seam allowance these lace strips here. So they're beautiful. I think it's going to be very, very pretty when it gets put together. But the red strips have the more dainty lace, and the white or the cream strips have the thicker looking lace. It's kind of a heavier lace. So that's what I have done. And when I sew them together, those strips of lace will be in the seam allowance at the top of each strip. For my square here with my star, as you can see, it's a very wonky star, and the wonkiness is kind of curved, so I might have to curve some of this, but I decided I wanted to add some of this lace around the star. So I just have strips. There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips here that are surrounding the outside edge, and I will have to guide it as I sew it and tuck things under and trim away, etc. when I'm appliquing this. That'll be interesting. I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to do that, but you'll see how I get it in there. And then we'll have the dark blue border that will go around the outside edge. And then we will also have this border that will go around. Let me see it. I want to make sure this is in the screen. This will go around here. And then I think what I'm going to do is play with this really thick lace here and somehow do something like that when I'm putting those outside strips on. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I like that. Kind of makes it look like this outside border is scalloped there. So we'll work on that last. For the time being, what I'm going to do right now is just simply sew the strips together in order, starting at the bottom or the top. It doesn't matter which, but make sure in each seam allowance I have the strip of lace that will be tucked in each and every seam allowance. And the laces are on the top of each of the strips. And by the way, the leftover strips that I had cut, this is all going to go back in my strip stash. I'll put these in my 2-inch strip stash, so I'll get that organized and put back into the bins. And I had run out of the creams and the reds from my strip stash bins, so that will help to refill what I'm missing. With regard to the laces, I have just a collection of these. I can't even tell you where I've gotten them. This one originally came from Walmart. I don't know if I was given this, if I bought it. I don't even remember. The other little laces could have come from Walmart. They could have come from Hobby Lobby. They could have come from Michael's. They could have come from estate sales. I really don't know. But you can find them all over, even in garage sales. You can find laces. What I did do with the lace before I put it on here, I steamed it on the iron just to make sure that any shrinkage took place on the lace before I sew it in. And I did get started here with these two strips. So I basted this lace at the top of this short cream strip, and then I've got this lace sewed in between these two, and I'm just going to keep on going. I'm simply lining things up. You could certainly pin everything so it lines up beautifully. I am just lining things up as I go and sewing down 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way down from one end to the other. But if you want to keep things really neat, go ahead and pin as you're going. So I'm going to continue. I'll get this section done. I'll do this section. I'll press it and I'll bring it back and show it to you. I do recommend, as you are putting your strips on, to go ahead and baste your lace onto the strips. It was kind of easy for things to get a little wonky, and so I would highly recommend that you just use a long stitch, a long basting stitch, 4.5, 5.0, and just baste that lace to the top of your strip, and then go ahead and sew it on. And it would also be a good idea to every other strip, sew it the opposite direction so that your strips stay nice and straight. I'm going to finish this section. I have the short section is ready. The long section is just about ready. I've got to put this last one on. And then we are going to identify how we're going to put this star block together. So here I am working on this star block, and I have it pinned. The star is pinned. It's just loose. There's no fusible at all. I did not use fusible. I am simply pinning it down, and I will stitch it down. What I have done is taken one of these strips and I've laid it so that the straight edge of the lace is on the straight side of the star, and I've kind of had to curve it a little bit through the center here. And I trimmed away this excess point here and lined it up, and I've got it stitched. So I think what I'm going to do is just simply stitch that down from here to the point and down here. And then I'm just going to continue doing this all the way around. I'm going to trim off the excess. As you can see, once I pin it around there, there's some excess. You can trim it now or later, it doesn't matter. And I'll go ahead and stitch that and trim it, and I'll just continue working like that all the way around. And so not only will I be securing my lace, but I'll also be securing the star. I'll be applying everything basically to the background. So I'm going to start with this first one here. I'll stitch it, and then I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like. So I have finished this one. I have it stitched. I started here, went down to the point, came around, and there's a curve here, which means that this is a little loose. But you know what? I like that. I'm going to leave that just like that. All of these are going to be just a little bit loose there. Now let's pin down the next one. We'll do this. We'll start right here, and we'll continue. And this time I'm just going to sew it without trimming. I'll trim it after I've finished sewing the seam. All right, so I have it pinned. I will start sewing here. I'm sewing as close to the edge of the gold star as possible, and I'm just continuing around here, and I'll finish up there. Then I'll trim these two away, and I'll have 2 of my lace pieces attached. I've got the second piece sewn. I just need to trim away these excess pieces of lace here, and so I'll just grab my scissors and trim it back. Grab that thread as well. Right, now we'll do another one. We'll start right here. We're going to have lots of lace on this quilt, and I'm going to continue with this, and then I've got one here and one there, and all of my points on my star will then be appliqued with the lace. So the applique block is finished. It turned out well. It's a wonky star. Nothing about it is even, which I also love. It's more very organic. Now I'm going to sew this star to this piece here, and then I'm going to sew, when it's complete, I'll sew it to the bottom and get everything squared up nicely, and then we're going to start working on the borders. So I have the top and the bottom border on the narrow 1.5 inch wide strip. I've got that on the top and the bottom. And now I'm putting it on the sides. And what I like to do to square up quilts and make sure that they get squared up nicely, a simple way to do this is literally to measure. This is on the fold here, so I've got this double, so I'll have with one cut, I'll have enough for both sides. But I'm going to measure across the middle of this quilt, and that is the width that I'm going to cut. And then I will pin this one. I guess I need to cut it here too. It's on the fold. I'll pin this one on this side, and I'll make sure that everything fits in there, and I'll pin the other one on this side. And I did the same thing with the top and the bottom. That way all of the borders are squared, and it will help to make sure that the quilt itself is squared, or in this case, rectangle, when you finish putting the borders on. And I'll do the same thing with the wider border that I'll get to next. But I'm going to get these pinned on and get those sewn on the sides, and we'll have the navy blue borders on. I have these two side borders pinned on here, and when I do my pinning of them, what I'll do is pin the ends first. I'll find the center and pin the center, and then I'll pin the in between. And whichever side has more bulk is the side of the quilt that's going to go on the feed dogs. In this case, my border is a little bit looser than my quilt itself. So when I sew my border, I am going to sew it so the feed dogs are helping to guide through that border and feed it in there evenly. Plus, when I pinned it on here, I made sure that the ends were on each end here, the center, and then I distributed the bulk in between here. And this will help to make sure this entire little quilt is perfectly rectangle, and then it's not cattywampus, okay? So let me get it sewn, and then I'm going to do the very same thing as I sew on these borders, and then we are going to get to this outside lace on those outer two borders. I'm getting ready to cut the first outer border here, and I thought I'd show you what I mean by how I square things up. I measure the border across the center of the quilt and match those up, cut this here, and then when I pin, I make sure to pin the ends first, and then I find the center, and it's always good to mark your center of your quilt or your border here, and mark the center of your quilt itself and match those. So pin the end and the end, match the center, and then distribute the fullness, pin it on there. And then whichever side is bulkier, that will be the side that will lay on the feed dogs as you sew that border on. So that's how I place my borders on to make sure things stay square. All right, so I have my flag quilt put together. The inside is finished with the small border here, the 1.5 inch wide strip. It finishes at 1 inch wide in the quilt. And then I just chose a 2.5 inch wide strip for the outer border. You could certainly change up all of these dimensions. You don't have to follow exactly what the pattern calls for, but this is what I've chosen. I wanted it to stay in a certain size so that it will fit in an area where I'm going to use this quilt. Now, this side of the quilt, you can see how I've finished it, and there is no lace on the outside edge here. And this side of the quilt, I have actually gone ahead and placed the lace in here, and I've mitered the corners here so that you're seeing just a little bit of the striped border, and you're seeing a little bit of the navy blue. And I'm just not sure what I want to do, if I want to actually attach it or if I want to think on this. It is getting late tonight. I might just ponder this tonight, make my decision in the morning, finish up the video then. Let me know, what would you do? Would you go ahead and put the lace, this really thick lace on? Would you leave it as it is? Maybe you don't like the lace at all. Maybe lace is just not your thing. If that's the case, then obviously you're going to want to make the flag quilt without the lace. I've made it very scrappy. As you can tell, I've used different reds and different creams throughout the whole thing. And it's a great stash buster. So if you do have creams and reds in your stash, the strips already cut, then how simple that would be to just grab it from your stash and get going. I didn't have the reds and the creams in my stash. I was running low, so I went ahead and just cut those. But I'm going to give it some thought tonight, and then in the morning I will finish this up. I'll finish the video. And let me know what you would have done on this, if you would have gone ahead and placed the lace on there or just leave it without the outside lace. Good morning. I have put the lace on. As you can see, I decided while I was considering this last night that I wanted it to be shabby chic, so it is. The lace has been applied. I've mitered the corners. I've folded the top under so that it folded back on itself, and it looks, it just kind of follows the pattern there, so I was able to accomplish that. The one thing that I probably would have done different now that I see it finished, instead of just going with a 2.5-inch wide border, in order for the fabric, the board fabric, to be seen behind the lace, I probably should have gone with at least a 3 to a 3.5-inch wide border so you could see more of the fabric once I put the binding on. And I'm going to make sure I match this fabric when I do my binding. But you're not going to be able to see that much of that beautiful striped fabric, but that's okay. I learned something, and if those of you who want to try this do use a nice wide lace on your outer border, make sure that you allow yourself enough border fabric behind there so that you can actually see the fabric itself. Or maybe you like it just like this. I love it. It's completely different. Now for quilting, there will be mostly straight line quilting as I go through this, because I can't really do a whole lot. All of the lace is loose, as you can see. I wanted it to stay like that. So it'll be mostly straight line quilting. And the focus of this quilt is not the quilting part, but the quilt itself. I'm happy with how it turned out. I can't wait to get it quilted. Thank you so much for joining me today as I have put this quilt together. It was a lot of fun, something very different. I used the I Love America flag quilt pattern. I did reduce the stripes and the sizes because I wanted this quilt to be a little bit smaller. I have a specific place for it, and so it needed to stay within those dimensions. And so I used 2-inch wide strips, and it's a smaller, a shorter quilt. Again, I do want to mention that this pattern is a great pattern for using your Speedy Solutions scrap stash, specifically your strips and even your squares. So have fun doing that. If you're not familiar with my Speedy Solutions techniques, you want to check out the video. I'll have it linked below. It'll walk you through my techniques book and teach you exactly what you need to do to cut, sort, organize, and get your scrap stash ready to go to make beautiful quilts. Between these two, this is the patterns book and the techniques book. Between these two, you get a total of 12 beautiful, scrappy patterns. So I hope that you'll check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. It will really help you in your quilting room. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will have the I Love America quilt pattern linked in the description box below, so grab that and it'll take you right out to my store on my website where you can purchase that pattern if you're interested in that. And let me know how you're going to make it. If you're going to make it just as the pattern indicates with your scrap stash and the beautiful red, whites, and blues, or if you intend to make it shabby chic with some lace. Let me know in the comments. If you like the content that I provide for you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love reading comments from my viewers. And until next time, happy quilting.